It was never my intent. People say, how did you become the CEO of the San Antonio Chamber of Commerce? Well, it wasn't planned. It wasn't part of a career path.
Hola amigos, welcome to another podcast of Aviso community. I am very excited to be here at the installations of the Santa Ana Chamber of Commerce, which I've been here many times, but not to interview someone. And I have today our CEO of the Santa Ana Chamber of Commerce, Dave Elliott. And we're very happy that you can join us in our podcast.
Well, Maria, it's great to be here, and thank you for coming to our headquarters here in Santa Ana, here at the Santa Ana Chamber of Commerce. And we're excited about Aviso community. So we're glad to be here and glad you're here with us.
Thank you, Dave. I want to go back a few years and ask you a whole bunch of questions that I have already written down. But the main thing, I want to know who Dave is. What I learned a little bit about you. And believe me, I did some research. So I learned that you went to school for music and sports, if I'm correct.
Correct. I've been here at the Santa Ana Chamber of Commerce as the CEO for about 16 years. So I'm going to go back from there. It was never my intent. People say, how did you become the CEO of the Santa Ana Chamber of Commerce? Well, it wasn't planned. It wasn't part of a career path or anything like that. So going back further to my college days, I started out in college as a music theory major, but ended up as a health education and coaching major. My whole idea back then, coming out of college, is that I wanted to coach high school basketball, which I did. I spent about 14 years coaching high school basketball in Arizona, and then here at University High School in Irvine. I coached junior varsity boys basketball for 9 years, way back when. Got to coach my son, who's now a football coach.
Oh, wow.
In basketball. My music was really tied into the church, the local churches, music minister, music pastor at Mariners Church way back in the late 1980s. Got out of that profession and got more into the business, into the fundraising side of for nonprofits and stuff. 16 years in the music industry and then coaching for about 14 years. Ended up at Vanguard University doing some fundraising way back when, and ended up staying there for 15 years before coming here to the Chamber of Commerce in 2010 as the CEO.
What an interesting career path. Really. Exactly. That's a lot of times how everybody, we all get our little experience in life, and we're able to see the world in different areas, and boom, we end up in a totally different subject that we study in school.
You know, I have a degree in health education. I've taught health education one time.
Interesting.
One time.
But you know what? I believe that whatever we learn, we can use it in our business ventures that we do in any way.
Transferable skills, we call it. Lifelong learning is another term that we use.
Right.
Those are a couple of really important things for us because we never know where we end up. I mean, there are people that have had 40-year careers in different corporations and business, and then some of us bounced around and did different things and then ended up, like I said, the last two positions I've held, 15 years at Vanguard University and almost 17 years here. Before that, I was every 3 or 4 years, I was someplace different.
Dealing with businesses through the Santa Ana Chamber and getting to know all these people that have come through here. I think, in fact, that's how I met you and all the team here. But that is very interesting, Dave, to serve the community now, helping them with the chamber, because I know you guys have a lot of different events that you guys help the community as well as the businesses. Can we elaborate a little bit more about that so people would know?
Yeah, so let's talk about chambers of commerce. Let's look at chambers and commerce as a whole. Every chamber networks. Okay, that's a given. If a chamber's not doing networking, then they're really not fulfilling a typical chamber mission.
Right.
And I always say, when you're looking at your local chamber of commerce, ask yourself 2 questions. One, looking at the roster of the businesses that are members of the chamber, are there businesses there that you want to make contact with? that you would have a better chance of making contact with as a chamber member to chamber member. So look at the businesses that are in that chamber, and are there enough businesses there that make sense for you to really get involved with that chamber, because there's opportunity to connect with those other businesses.
Right.
The second part of that is look at the programming that the chamber offers. What is it that they do beyond networking? So for us, our chamber, we focus in three major areas besides the networking, and networking is always part of these areas anyway. So we established a government affairs council several years ago where we look at issues that, from a legislative perspective, affect local businesses. And so we don't endorse candidates, but we give candidates when they're running for council and mayor's position. We have a candidates forum every 2 years that allows all those that are running for office to come in, and we'll question them about what their position is on business issues. Then we also meet on a monthly basis and look at issues that are affecting local business. It could be at the state level, could be at the federal level, could be definitely at the local level. We hear from our electeds, we hear from our city officials, and then we'll make decisions on supporting or not supporting different issues. So that's our legislative government affairs council. We have an economic development council that focuses on economic development activities. We have a retention program. We have a welcome new business program. We also have our economic development conference that we offer every year. And we have the Taste of Santa Ana, which focuses on the food and beverage industries. So our 4 or 5 activities there are funneled through our economic development council. Then our third council is our community engagement council, which has our signature event like Difference Makers, where we honor 12 to 14 high school seniors every year with $1,000 scholarships. We select 7 outstanding difference makers in our community. To date, this program is we've done this for 15 years in a row. We've worked with almost 200 students and about 100 individuals as difference makers in our community. We also, through that, have a new program this year called Dancing with the Stars, where we have 10 dancers that are dancing for 10 nonprofit organizations that support the work here in Santa Ana. On November 8th, they will be dancing under the stars.
Oh.
And people are welcome to, buy a ticket, come out and watch these 10 amateur dancers dance for their organization, raising some money for that.
Is this the first year you guys are doing that one? Oh, awesome.
And then we have our breakfast series, we call our Vision Makers Breakfast Series, where we bring in like the mayor, city manager, council member, Congressman Correa, etc., where we interview them on an annual, we do 4 of these a year, Vision Makers. So these are key leaders that are leading our city and our county as well. Mm-hmm. So those are some of the things that we do. I know that's a long answer, but those are some of the things that the chamber does that are it's beyond just networking.
And I've also seen not only the bridge between the government and the businesses, but there's also out there, the touch of the small businesses that are also members here that can go out there and help out as well and bring people in.
So when you talk about small businesses, the city of Santa Ana, the lion's share of businesses that are in Santa Ana are considered small business, under 100 employees. It's the same thing with the chamber. 80% of our businesses that are members of the chamber are considered small business.
Okay.
So, we do have some big businesses, to help that support the chamber and then are involved in the chamber. A lot of times our bigger businesses are looking for the chamber to help support them in legislative issues that they may have at the state level or the feds or whatever. We're always, writing support letters. We're a pro-business organization. We tend to be pro-development. So, the development programs that are coming in now, like Related Bristol and the Village, which is right here at Sagerstrom, Toll Brothers project that was completed downtown. We supported all those initiatives because we think that 1, it's new housing that we need. 2, it's jobs. 3, it's revenue, huge amounts of revenue for the city that the city needs. So you would find us that we tend to be, pro-development, pro-business.
Are there any businesses out there that you guys still have not reached?
Probably the hardest segment for us to reach is the manufacturing sector.
Right.
And we have, Santa Ana has the largest manufacturing sector in Orange County, over 900 manufacturing companies of all shapes and sizes. I mean, we have Bear Paint, huge international headquarters here. They're on our board of directors. They're right here. They look at chambers like, well, we don't need networking. They don't need networking, but some of the areas that we can help them in is training. We have a project that we're doing right now with the city and the Small Business Development Corp on AI training for manufacturing. So we have an event coming up this month where we're bringing in probably 20 or 30 manufacturing companies and share with them the importance of AI and how they can receive training from the Small Business Development Corporation and from the city in the area of AI. So, you're always looking at what, if I'm going to join something, what's the benefit?
Right.
How, and for us to start with, it's knowing about other businesses and connecting with other businesses, the networking, that's important. But there are other areas that are important as well. So training is another one that is a big area.
I know that, the training here, that there are a lot of places where you can go, but as a business, I think the best place to be at, it'll be a chamber.
Well, I think for us, when it comes to things like training, is that we don't necessarily provide that training, but we're able to point businesses into direction of, here's the Small Business Development Corporation. They do this kind of training. Here's SBA that have the access to funding for your business. Here's the city that has grants available for startup companies. Companies come to us a lot of times because we have a direct connection to the city. We have a very good working relationship with the city, with the mayor, with our city manager, with our economic development people. So if a company has an issue, they come to us. We usually can help resolve that issue by getting them into contact with the right person at City Hall.
So it's more about connections. And I think, that in this world and this time, connections for businesses is the most important thing we need to look at.
Maria, it's the connections that develop into relationships. And I always say there's three words: relationships, relationships, relationships. We tend to want to do business with people we know and trust.
Right.
And so if you can utilize the chamber, or our chamber to start building those relationships with people of like-mindedness, that kind of thing, that's a great place to start.
Okay, Dave. So I heard how the chamber will be a benefit to the businesses in here in Santa Ana. And I've also been part of it, that I know how it can benefit. But how do you see the chamber, and what's the vision of the chamber in the coming years? Where do you guys want to go? How far do you want to get? We all want to get far, but do you have a vision yet for this coming year on making a difference?
Well, I think for us, we look at in November each year, we sit down as a staff and we plan the following year. And so we look at our activities because, to be honest with you, sometimes we're more of a production company, and I'm sitting here with all the years that you're producing the video, the podcast. We focus on 8 major activities, and so each of those activities really drives our agenda. And it really always comes down to those 3 main areas that we focus on, and that is economic development, community engagement, and legislative advocacy. We may tweak those from time to time. There's always opportunity to add something different, but we're a small team of, basically, but like 4.5 people.
Yeah.
And so for us, and we have a large board of directors. I should mention that. That's by design. We have a large board of directors. I think I have 39 board members right now. We have a large group of ambassadors, over 30 ambassadors. I look at those 70, 80 people as really the driving leadership for the chamber. And so for us, things change, but more incrementally. I don't have a 5-year vision. Lord knows how long we'll all be here, that kind of thing.
Right.
And individually, that kind of thing. So for us, it's evaluating what we've been doing, what do we need to do better, Do we need to add something like this year? We've added Dancing with the Stars. We changed the concept of our golf tournament to accommodate Dancing with the Stars because I looked at it, yes, it's a fundraiser, but I looked at it as a community engagement event because you have these dancers that are each picked a nonprofit to dance for. So at a certain level, certain point, half of the proceeds that they net out goes to that nonprofit have their choice.
Yeah.
Plus, it's a fun night, watching these. Chief Rodriguez is one of our dancers, our police,
Okay.
And to watch, and they're being professionally trained, but they're all amateurs.
So it's all these people in the community that are doing that. Are you dancing?
No.
Oh.
My wife wouldn't let me dance.
Oh, boy.
You watch him dance, you crack up.
That should be fun. So let's keep an eye open on that. I really want to come watch.
November 8th.
November 8th.
5 o'clock at Valley High School.
Perfect. Dave, I want to close off by asking you maybe 3 things that you would suggest a new business here in Santa Ana, or maybe in general, because I think it has to do with, in general, how their success could be achieved, and what 3 things can leave them with?
I would start, it's not one of the 3, but the overarching premise is that it's about relationships. So relationships. I can't emphasize that enough. That you make sure that you're doing good business development, and that is not trying to sell a widget and then that's it, but build relationships so that you have long-term relationships, which means long-term business.
Right.
So having said that, I think look at your local chamber of commerce. Obviously, we're talking about Santa Ana right now. Look at what the chamber has to offer. Look at the businesses that are part of the chamber. We pride ourselves in this chamber as saying we're kind of a family.
Right. I know.
And develop as a family. We're not high tech or anything like that. Your apologies. But I think that's important to look at that. I think that connecting with the city is important. There are some chambers that they don't want to have any connection with the city. I think that's a mistake. I was the board chair of a chamber years ago that really took the kind of the anti-business position with the city.
Right.
And I think you have to have a working relationship that's one of the reasons why we don't endorse candidates, because we feel like whoever is in city council, whoever's the mayor, we need to work with those people.
You need to be neutral no matter what.
So, we'll agree to disagree on policy, on things of that nature. But so I think having a working relationship with the city, I think, is very, very important. So local chamber, city government, and I think probably the third thing is be as active as possible. You need to be involved in the community. There are businesses that I know that they attribute their success to their involvement with the local community itself. Be involved.
Those are great tips that we have for the people. And really, if you want to start a business, listen to all this. And you can even come to the chambers and check it out. You don't need to pay the membership. You can come in and see. So
come to an event.
Businesses, you have to come out here and check it out. Dave, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for letting us do this. And maybe we should have a second interview in our place.
That would be fine. I'd love to come over and check it out.
Perfect.